the tax situation you talk about constantly.
Yeah.
This is a time where you say if you don't act, you're being foolish.
Yeah, well, it's really great because you have a tax lawyer and a CPA right here on this panel. So
I love that.
It's great tax advice that we're giving. And to Brad's point, that is exactly right. You know, the three lowest tax brackets in the history of America, FDR in 1930s, top rate was 25%. After FDR, we had to go all the way to Ronald Reagan in the 1980s, 1986 specifically, where our top marginal rate was 28%. And then the Trump tax revisions from 2018 that went into effect, 2017 Tax Jobs Act, was 37%. So what we still have, as much as people want to say, oh my gosh, my taxes are so high, is really truly low American tax rates. And because of our now national debt that Brad brought up, because we went through coronavirus and literally added, our federal balance sheet is $8 trillion, Federal Reserve balance sheet. And so if we have any kind of other crisis, but we already have a crisis coming, Brad, it's the retirement of the baby boomers. 99% of our baby boomers are retired by the end of 2028. And that has already, the math has already been done prior to coronavirus that basically said, if we are going to pay all the benefits that have been promised to the baby boomers, just on Social Security and Medicare alone, that the middle class tax bracket needs to go to 63%. This was a CBO analysis that was done in 2008. So what we're trying to say is, because we're always telling investors, get as much control over all of your assets as possible. Do not have the United States government as your silent partner, because frankly, the United States government as your silent partner is a partner that is sort of insolvent at this stage with the amount of debt we have and the low tax base that we have, and taxes must go up. So we really want to buy out the government for the cheapest cents on the dollar possible.
And this is why it's so important to work with an independent advisor. They can monitor the plan and build the plan for tax rates. They can build the plan for income, for volatility control, and manage it. Because like you said, tax rates are going to change. Everything changes, interest rate changes. And you need someone watching your retirement plan to come and tell you, hey, we have an opportunity here.
Yeah, it's an opportunity.
I'm telling you,
we have an opportunity.
You're talking to people who is making it sound like you guys are talking like Charlie Brown's teacher. Want, because I don't want to talk about taxes at this point. And if you're avoiding it, you're making a huge mistake.
Yes.
You know, I often get a lot of people say to me, well, Rebecca, you don't know what taxes are going to do. And that's like saying, well, you know, I don't know that the car in the next lane is going to hit me unless it's directly coming right at me. At some point, before it happens, we have to make the mental calculation that the car is going to hit me, and we have to adjust lanes. And that's what's happening. We see the train coming. We see the retirement of the baby boomers on top of the COVID stimulus, on top of the world changing to the BRICS nations and moving to the east versus away from the United States and the West. We see all these things. I think at some point we need to have the internal fortitude to say, this is a gamble that I cannot afford to take. I'm going to take control, and I'm going to take it now.